Today we're going over the control box for the quantum resonance crystal bed. This particular version has been introduced in 2023 and we expect it to go on for a few years. The front of the control box is pictured here, and we're going to go from left to right. We have power, frequency, infrared, lights. And those are the 4 buttons on the front of the control box. We also have a display here for the frequencies. These go to the PEMF coils that are inside each one of the Vogel holders. We have a charging port for a 5-volt system, so you can plug in a music player or even your phone into this, and it's a standard plug port that you find on your cables. Moving over to the side, on left side we have vibrations, and it's written on the top as well. Vibrations, so this plugs into the massage table. We then have a knob, turns clockwise or counterclockwise. This is how bright those red lights are going to turn on, so the infrared, how bright they're going to be. And then we have a connector that goes into the lights on the light bar. In the back of the system we have table and head, and these are knobs. These are volume knobs. Pushing it in will mute, and you'll hear it go pop. Pushing it back in again will unmute. This is the memory card that stores all the light programs for these 4 red buttons. Speaking of those 4 red buttons, we're just going to do this upside down because it's right here. We have faster, slower, select, and memory. Faster and slower have to do with the lighting system, and we'll show you that in a minute, where if it has flashes or changes colors or things like that, you can change how fast it is. Select rotates through one of 15 different light shows that we provide. And then finally, memory stores it into long-term memory. So when you come back to it after a day, you turn it back on, it will go to that one. Again, printed on the top and shown on the side. We have a larger, here's smaller, and this is larger. This one is for headphones, and there's a little icon for a headphone. And there's a music icon with a square around it. I'm trying to make it look like a music player. And that's where the music player plugs in with a 3.5 millimeter connector. There's 2 separate cables that we provide for you. One is long, one is short, depending on what you want to do. This silver thing that pops out, that is a BNC connector, and that's what you would use for an auxiliary system like a Spooky 2. We're going to move this around to the front again and quickly look on the bottom. We have the power plug. This is shaped like the letter D. It's flat on one side and rounded on another side, and you're going to plug it in that way. The owner's manual, the printed one, describes how to do that. Here's the shoe for the tripod. The tripod slides onto this part. It snaps in place and then it ties itself down, and again, separate videos. This is a programming port for me, not for you. So let us plug everything in and we'll be back in. Oh, yeah, we can do that. So this is what the light bar connector looks like. Right angled, goes into the side. Did you hear that click? Push in that silver tab on top and wiggle and pull to remove. This is for the transducers or the vibrations on the table. It has a silver piece that pulls down, and that's when you want to take it off. So it goes in and turns in place. Pull back, twist, pull out. Let go. Putting it in, boom. Simple as that. And we're going to go to the other side. This one you're not going to use unless you have a frequency generator like a Spooky 2. So here's my music player. Yours is going to look different. And there's the little cable. Here's my headphones. They're going to look different from yours. And that will plug in there. And then you just have power and you're done. So we're going to plug in power, we're going to plug in all the other stuff for really reals, and then you're going to see how this all looks. And with the magic of cameras, we're back. So we have everything plugged in. We plugged in our power. This is on our test bench, so we have special connectors that we're using to make this stuff work. We're going to power this up. You see the display comes on. We have frequency, infrared, and lighting that we're going to be moving today. So lights, and you're going to see some glow right here. And we're going to zoom this up so you can see. Zoom, pan. Okay, so here we go. Those are the lights. And I'm going to be pushing this button. Oh wait, this button right here. That's my select button. It makes things change. So I'm quickly rolling through these. So you get the picture. You probably see it better on the reflection actually. And that's all white. We're going to put that in memory. We're going to turn that off because we're going to show you another one, and we're going to look right about here. And that's the infrared lights right there. Zoom, right about there, infrared. And so when I'm going to see if I can get these both in frame, because that'll be pretty good. Okay, so when we turn this to pulse on the bottom, and depending on what music I have going, it will pulsate. So you can kind of see it pulsating right now. I'm going to actually bring it right up to that, see if you can get it. So you can see those pulsating. Those are pulsating the music. Now I'm going to put those steady. And now they're not pulsating. So that would create a really high level of entrainment. But if somebody is sensitive to flashing lights, yeah, don't use that. What else? Okay, so we're going to turn that off now. And now we're going to go to frequency. I don't have any way to show you what this actually does because it's going through a coil that doesn't show up as light or anything like that. It doesn't make sound. It's a magnetic coil, and outside of like attaching iron filings to it, there's no way to show you what it does except to explain it. So we're going to turn this to the middle position, which is off. This display does nothing right now. The music does nothing. But over here, right over here, we have the auxiliary input. And that's where you would hook up your Spooky or something like that. Now, when I turn this to the up position, that's for display. So this frequency generator is going into the PEMF device now. And you can adjust it through these two buttons and those two, and that's shown on your written owner's manual as well. Pushing it down now sends the music player into those magnetic coils. So the music player is allowed to send specific types of frequencies that are coming into the vibrations, that are going into the infrared if you so desire, and then finally into the frequency generator. So you have a really encapsulated, good synergistic effect going on with all these different frequencies. And those are all the connections and the basics on how to use it. I would say play with it, use it, see how it works for you, adjust things as needed. This is about you getting comfortable with the system. So thank you so much for your time.